Hey everyone, this is Curb, and I bring you another standard match. And today we do have on the left my teammate Ryuki playing the, I guess I can't call it Unica anymore. I guess we can call it Astroea deck. So I guess we can go ahead and get into the match. He's going to be playing against Flagburg on the right. A very old deck from all the way in BT3. Had a little bit stint of relevancy during like set 6. But I don't really think it's that great anymore. So we do see Ryuki being very cheeky, playing the critical trigger as the starting Vanguard. You do lose out on the draw if you're going second, but you do, as a benefit, you get that extra critical in the drop zone already, or in the soul, I should say. Okay, let's get into the match. So Ryuki did discard a cycle card there, going to be soul blasting out the starter. Drive checking nothing. Obviously right there, Flagburg's just going to ride up into the... Gosh, I used to know all these names, but now I don't. The grade 1, and just swing. I believe we guarded that with a 15k, and then riding into the grade 2, soul charging 2. Unfortunately, soul charging a draw and a crit, or not a crit, a soul and draw and a heal, meaning that we aren't going to be able to draw that card. Swinging it with the 10k rear guard, the grade 1 from the ride line, which gets another 2 if you are on either. I think that guy's name is Ascendance Assault or Flagburg. And it also gets intercept, and then just no passing the Vanguard, or OT to pass, I should say. Riding into the Unica, the Astroea equals Unica, or whatever it is called. Calling out the 2 grade 1 and the grade 2, and then calling out that new grade 1, which we are going to be talking about a little bit later. And then calling this Dragon Tree Wrench, which is effectively the same one as the Stoicheia one. You counterblast 1, soul blast 1, make a Dragon Tree marker, and then you can search out the Mask of Hydragon. So Unica has now become a mask deck. Debatably worse or better depending on where you are in the game. I think it's a little bit tricky to play, and I don't think it's as good. But it is a deck, and Ryuki is a dirty sacker, so he makes it work somehow. So we are going to be swinging with just the Unica this time. Soul Blasting 3, you bind all the crits. We did bind 2 crits, so we are going to be getting +5. We soul blasted 5 grade or 3 triggers, so we give 5k to 3 units, and then we retire 1 unit, and we use that grade 1 skill, which allows you to check the top card of your deck when you soul blast 3 or more at the same time, and it does also get +2k, meaning a 10k booster. We're going to be drive checking, seeing that OT on the top, so obviously going to be leaving it there, giving the 100 million to the other rear guard, and giving the next trigger, which is going to be a critical trigger, to the other rear guard, swinging that grade 2 at the Vanguard for the 100 million. And I believe it is just 1, no, I think it's 2 damage, because we did give the critical there. Makes sense, might as well push the damage as it is easy. There might have been a case of push with the other one, which is at 30k. Obviously the Dragon Tree marker is not live yet because we are not on a Masques unit, but swinging that 30k maybe a little bit better, but you know, it is what it is. Gonna be guarding that anyway. It's a very nice magic number at this point. I believe it does get an extra 5k. Is it 5k? Yes, it is an extra 5k, and then it got 5k from Unica's skill, so it is a clean 30 with that trigger, which is a very nice magic number against this grade 2 Vanguard. So Flagburg not really doing very hot here. You really don't like to see that Dark States SP, I almost called Dragon Empire. Dark States OT, especially this early on in the game. Gonna be, I mean, we do have Counterblast for days, and we are going second, meaning we can do Inlet Pulse. So we could theoretically get our 5 attacks this turn, but looking like we're not using the Ascendance Assault skill. Probably don't have the Persona Ride in hand. I think we actually ended up discarding it for Ride Deck, which probably wasn't a great idea, because you could have just gotten a free rearguard here and actually get those 5 attacks, get a little bit of pressure. But at the same time, your opponent is at 1, so, and you're committing a lot of cards to board, and Unica is a deck that can actually retire board, so it is a very awkward matchup. Gonna be swinging the inlet at, trying to swing at the rear, but that rear does actually have 5k on both players' turns, so it is a 15k base. So gonna have to swing at either the Vanguard or the intercept. Just gonna be intercepting it, it looks like. Obviously using the Inlet's Pulse skill to restand itself, since that was the first battle. Probably just swinging with the Inlet Pulse again. because it is your next weakest attack. We did call the Shelling Dragon, which is going to be swinging next. The 23, we did Counterblast to 1 to give it 10k and allow it to attack from the back row. Swinging the Flagburg, unfortunately only getting to those 4 attacks. So we are going to be able to retire 2 units. There are some pretty good retired targets, obviously going after the 15k attacker. And it's really a debate on which one of these you want to kill. The wrench isn't really doing anything, it's just there as an attacker. The grade 1 behind the Vanguard is allowing you to top check, and it is a 10k booster. And then that other grade 1 does let you accelerate your bind zone a little bit, and it is an 18k booster when it does so. So swinging the Flagburg, first check, nothing. Second check, also nothing. So pretty unfortunate, not only that we're not getting any triggers, but that we're also just getting 5k shields. So going into this next turn, gonna have to endure a Persona Ride from the Masques. Not really looking that good for Flagburg at this point. It is totally possible that we just instantly die here. The Astroea does have the 1 spare counterblast, even though we can't see it. And it looks like we are going for the Masque skill to put itself into Soul. Superior Ride the Astroea from the hand, and then activate that Persona Ride, drawing the card. Looks like you're doing to another copy of Persona Ride, calling that grade 2. I should probably learn its name because I know Ryuki says it a lot, but whatever. Putting 2 crits into the Soul, and then almost forgetting to use the Biko skill, which is you bind another copy of Astroea with a different name. You retire one of your opponent's rear guards, and then you get Drive +1, swinging the wrench for a nice 25 thanks to the Persona Ride. And now that the Dragon Tree marker is active, we are hitting for that nice magic number. Using the Bika skill to Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 3, you get to bind all the triggers. You choose one of your rear guards, you stand it, and then both this unit and the other unit that you restood get an extra 5k for every 2 triggers, or 2 critical triggers in your bind zone. At this moment, we do have 4, so that is going to be an extra 10k, hitting into a critical trigger, giving it to the wrench. So that is going to be a very big swing, not to mention this other swing is pretty big as well, 33. And it looks like Flagburg is really running low on cards. Only 3 left in hand, so looks like we're going to have to take that. Unfortunately, not hitting to a defensive, and this wrench is hitting for a 45, a very big swing, and it is swinging for lethal. Looks like we don't have enough to guard, so we're going to have to bank in a heal, but it's not going to happen. So thanks, Ryuki, for the quick match. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.